All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Seattle. Welcome to Climate Pledge Arena for the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Tournament and the Seattle Regionals. This is the practice day press conference for Seattle Regional number 4. Just a couple of reminders before we get going, please. Please make sure all cell phones are silenced. There's no flash photography or video during the press conference, but video will be available following the conference on the NCAA Media Hub. We'll take questions from the media room first. I'll probably take 4 or 5. I've got one raised hand here on Zoom, so I'll take one of those, and then we'll bounce back and forth between the media room and Zoom. And if there's time for follow-up questions, we'll make sure everyone gets a chance to ask at least one question in our 15-minute window here. This is Practice Day Press Conference for Colorado. Joining us now is head coach J.R. Payne. And Coach, if you'd like to make an opening statement, and then we'll throw it open for some questions.
Yeah, just excited to be here. I think our team's worked really hard to earn the right to be in a position where we can, be in a regional, play a great team like Iowa, and we're just very, very excited to be here and get going.
All right, we'll take some questions, and raise your hand. I'll make sure I direct one of the folks with the microphone over to you and identify your name and your affiliation, please. Gentleman in the pink.
Hey, Coach, Doug Feinberg, the Associated Press. I think you were just starting as an assistant coach the last time Colorado made the Sweet 16. I think you were at Gonzaga with Kelly, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
What does it mean to write history for this program? I mean, I don't know if any players were more than 2 or 3 years old last time that happened. So what does it mean to be here and have a chance to get this program back to where it was 20 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, it means everything. We've been really fortunate, Toriano and myself, to have been able to take over a couple programs that were struggling and be able to, build them into a high caliber team. And we were really excited for the opportunity to do that at Colorado. We have such a storied tradition of success, when Seal Berry was our coach, and many Sweet 16s, several Elite Eights, and things like that. And so we knew that the potential was here, although it had been a long time, since we'd been on this stage. But we believed in our ability to recruit the right type of players that could thrive at Colorado. And it's been definitely a challenge, in 7 years to recruit and work and grind, and it's been a long road, but we knew that that the potential was there, so we're incredibly proud to have been able to build it into this type of team.
Lady in the back, please.
Brenna Green, Coin 6. I read a story where you said the first time that you recruited Erinette over Zoom, she said maybe 3 words.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you to watch her transformation from then until now?
Incredible. I mean, truly the greatest gift in being a coach is watching these young women develop as young women. I always say the basketball is just the fun part, but being able to see Erinette blossom and thrive, on the court, certainly we can all see that, but to see her grow in just a confident, young woman that can do anything has been truly awesome. And I always say I think her best basketball is still ahead of her.
Back there, please.
Hi there, Alexa Philpott with ESPN. When you're talking about just the path and the effort it took to kind of get the program back to this kind of level, what about this group that you have specifically allowed for you guys to break through and return to the something like the Sweet 16?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jalen Sherrod is our senior point guard, and she sort of, I think most of her life sort of had this mindset of will over skill, and it's just in her DNA. And I think as a group, it's in our DNA. And I think we just ultimately have a ton of belief in ourselves, in each other, in what we're capable of being on, when people don't believe in us, we believe even more, in ourselves and things like that. And so part of it is that mindset. I think the other part of it is just we have a really unselfish group, truly no one cares, who gets the glory, who gets to take the last shot, who comes up with the big rebound. And I think when you have a group that is willing to work and you have a group that doesn't really care who gets the glory, I think you can do really great things.
Next question here, please. Right in the front, please.
I'm Brian Howell from the Boulder Daily Camera. The first few years you were here, Seal was working in the athletic department.
Yeah.
She's retired now, but she's not around as much. But
Yeah.
what kind of impact did she have on you as a newer coach at Colorado and kind of helping you get comfortable with Boulder and CU?
Yeah, Seal had a huge impact, almost as big an impact as anyone at the University of Colorado, especially when we first arrived. She did a really great job of balancing, I'm here to help, I'm here to support, I want you to be great, but I also don't want to step on anybody's toes in sort of getting in your way. And so Seal's phenomenal. She's one of the first people that texted me, when we beat Duke, and in saying how great we played, and she watches every game and things like that. So Seal did a nice job of helping me to really understand our history. I mean, I can read the stats and read the record books, but she helped us understand who we were when we were great, and fortunately that kind of lined up with who I wanted to be, really tough, really gritty, and things like that. So I still appreciate Seal as a wonderful mentor and supporter.
I'm going to take a Zoom question here. I've got a raised hand, and then I'll come back to you right over there. Okay, hang on 1 second, please. And this is Michelle Smith McDonald. Go ahead, please.
What she's meant to your program. Her post-game interview was really emotional the other night when you guys reached the Sweet 16, but I just wanted to, have you expound on what she's meant to the program and how, fulfilling you think it is for her to be at this spot.
Yeah, I don't think I heard the first part of your question, but I get the gist of it. What has Jaylin meant to the program? Jay came to Colorado, as she told everyone, we were her only Power 5 offer. She had other offers, but only her only Power 5 offer, and she wanted to go somewhere and not just be a good player, not just play a lot of minutes, but she wanted to go somewhere and help establish a culture of excellence. And for anyone that knows Jaylin Sherrod, that is who she is. Whether that's in the classroom, on the court, as a teammate in the community, she's helped us establish a culture of toughness, of fearlessness, of overcoming any obstacle that's put in your path. She's everything you could want, in a player. She works hard. She's an avid listener, avid learner, and really wants to be great. She's willing to do anything. So I think she's put her heart and soul into this program for 4 years and truly has helped us get to where we are today.
Gentleman in the back, please.
Hey, Ben Pickman from The Athletic. On the topic of mentorship that you just mentioned, who else are some of the other mentors that you look at, in this moment or as you reflect on your journey that helped you get here? And I guess have some of those people reached out? What have these past couple of days been like in the prep?
Yeah, well, definitely Seal, as we talked about. Two people that have had a big impact on my coaching are Gordy Presnell at Boise State, who was the head coach when T and I were both assistants for him. And then Kelly Graves is like my second dad. We talk every single week. He helped me understand very early that you can be a great coach as well as a great mom, as well as a great mentor leader. And as a young woman in the profession, you want to be a wife, you want to be a mother, and I think he established that early. He also helped me remember that no matter how high the stakes are, this is supposed to be fun, and to have joy and to laugh. And we play music in practice and we laugh and, we tease each other. And I think he's helped me through that. When things are hard, he's the one I talk to. When things are great, he's also the one I talk to. So definitely Kelly Graves would be someone that I've leaned on for a lot of things in my coaching career.
Go ahead, please.
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. When it comes to scouting Iowa, is there anything that's surprised you the deeper you've gotten into their film?
No, not really. We actually ironically played Iowa my first year at Colorado in the Sweet 16 of the NIT at their place. And they've always been a team that I've greatly admired. They're a team that when I'm looking for something, we need a new, zone attack or zone, whatever. There's someone that I would pull their film, because I've always greatly admired what they run, how they run it. Sort of the nature of their ball club is really disciplined, really organized, very efficient, things like that. So nothing new, but it's always, a great challenge to play a team like that.
I'm going to take a Zoom question here, and then we'll come back to the room. And this is Susan Harmon.
Coach, you guys were at Iowa City last year and probably presumed you would play Iowa. Is that scouting report of any use at all since Iowa's lineup really hasn't changed at all?
I definitely think they're a similar team. They're just a more experienced version of who they were last year, and they were really good last year as well. I think it's always, great to be able to rely on past information. We do pour a ton of effort into our scouting reports. We feel like if there's just one or two little things that we could glean, from watching one more game or one more round of defense or things like that, we try to be pretty intense in our scouting. So definitely we've, re-looked at those scouts. We've rewatched film. and then of course have a new scout for this year as well.
Other questions in the room? Go ahead, Doug.
Thanks. Coach, a two-part question. Just what was this week like for you? I mean, you guys played in Durham on Monday night, and then now you're here a few days later, and I think you went home first.
Yeah.
And the other part is just there's been a lot made of upsets in this tournament, in this bracket. I mean, I think 3 of the 4 lower seeds are here.
Yeah.
But you guys, I mean, you're a Power 5 school. You're not like a Cinderella in a sense that you're a
Right.
mid-major making it here, same with Ole Miss. I mean, you've played some really good teams in the Pac-12 that are
Yeah.
good. So playing in Iowa, I would think, is not shell shock, so to speak.
Yeah, well, this week has definitely been a whirlwind. We played such a late game. I think we tipped off at 9 p.m. In Durham. We were up really late, of course, that night, and then flew back the next day. And it was maybe about 24 hours later, we were already back on the plane, to come west. So for me, I was doing laundry, trying to help kids with homework, getting my children organized, and things like that. The team had a day off where they could kind of rest and recover for at least 12 of those hours, and then film and practice, and we're just kind of back at it again. To the question of playing in Iowa or being a Pac-12 school, I think our conference, top to bottom, does an incredible job of preparing us for a quick turnaround against a really good team. And we saw that when we played Middle Tennessee, who I thought was such a great team. And then the very next day had to be prepared emotionally, mentally, physically for a great team like Duke. We see that in the Pac-12 a lot. When you play in Oregon, then you got to play in Oregon State or Cal, Stanford, whoever it might be. So this kind of feels the same. It's a quick turnaround from a really great team in Duke to a really great team in Iowa. Different style, of course, but again, I think our conference prepares us for that.
Got time for one more here. Go ahead, please.
Since you said that when others don't believe in your team, you guys believe in yourself even more. I'm just curious if that mindset has been specifically really strong as you guys go into a game against Iowa, where maybe the outside world might think, Iowa's going to do X, Y, Z, but
Yeah.
you guys probably, believe in yourselves more from that. How has that kind of played out so far?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we could play anyone, and we would feel that way just because it's so in our DNA to just really focus on what we need to do to be successful. And we do that in our preseason training. We do it throughout our preseason games. We're really big on identifying our roles. How can I help us be successful? And kind of lock into those. We revisit those, throughout the year. I just, so yes, definitely, as we prepare for a great team like Iowa, but I honestly think we'd have the exact same sort of conversations and mindset, no matter who we were playing.
Go ahead. Last one.
Really last one. More with the Seattle Sports Commission. To your note about having fun, I know you guys just got here, landed, settled in. Is there anything that you're hoping you can enjoy about Seattle or that your team is able to see or do other than win some games?
I don't know. I think our main focus is to focus on basketball and winning games. My dad and my stepmom live in Seattle, so I'm going to get to see them a little bit. Quay Miller on our team is from Seattle, so that's going to be really awesome for her to be able to spend time with her family here. I think she's most excited to see her dog, who lives here. But yeah, I mean, it's just we love Seattle. We play in Seattle every year when we come to UW. So I think we're all pretty comfortable here, but definitely more focused on basketball than anything.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. We'll have a couple of Colorado players coming up here momentarily. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
And good morning again. Continuing with our Colorado Practice Day press conference. We are joined now by Frida Foreman and Aaronette Vonleit. And if either of you ladies would like to make a quick opening statement, then we'll throw it open to questions, please.
Me? Oh, I have much to say. I'm just happy to be here. So thank you all for coming.
All right. Questions, please. Doug, go ahead, please.
Doug Feinberg of the Associated Press. For both of you, what has this week been like? Because I think you were in Durham Monday night late, winning that game. Coach said you didn't have much time back in Colorado, and now you're here. So what has the week been like for you two?
I mean, it's been fun. Of course, winning is fun, but it's definitely been a lot of traveling and just trying to figure out what the schedule is. But when it's this time of the year and these games, and I mean, you can manage having a couple flights and not so much downtime.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely just a quick turnaround. I mean, we got home Tuesday morning and we're gone the next afternoon. So it was just like, go home, do laundry, pack your suitcase and leave kind of thing. So it's definitely a lot, especially with school and everything, trying to make sure you're getting your assignments done. But it's just an exciting time, so we're just making it work.
Gentleman right here in the dark gray.
Brian Howell, the Boulder Daily Camera. For Frida, obviously growing up in Denmark, I know you watch college basketball, but how big of a deal was the NCAA tournament and Sweet 16 and Final Four? Were those things that you actually dreamed of when you were over there?
Oh yeah, for sure. I watched everything. My dad got like ESPN Player, so I could watch it. Yeah, it's always been a dream of mine to be part of it. And I think when you leave your country to go play over here, you don't really know what's going to happen and how it's going to end up. You just kind of take a chance on a program, and I'm just really happy to be here with this program today.
Okay. Back here, lady from ESPN.
Hi, Alexa Philp with ESPN. For either or both of you, Coach was saying that you all have this mindset of will over skill, and Jalen in particular embodies that. But I'm curious how you all feel like that's become the DNA of your team, if that's something that was with the program before you got here, has developed over time, and how that applies also to facing a team like Iowa.
Okay. Yeah, I think that what this program is built on is just getting players who really want to work hard. And Coach always tells us we don't get, the #1 recruits or whatever, and we don't need that either, because we have that mentality of will over skill, and we're going to work hard and we're going to stay together. And I think that's very, very valuable. I mean, basketball's a team sport, so you need to build a great team, and I think that's what we've done.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, this being my first year here, I quickly learned that is their identity, and just our whole team works so hard that it's if you aren't working as hard as people around you, you're gonna get left behind. So they kind of just raise the bar and make everybody better.
Kevin, let me take one from Zoom and I'll get right back to you. Okay, thank you. Susan Harmon, please. Susan, unmute your microphone, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, I've got it now. For both the players, what are the keys, do you think, to stopping Iowa's attack? They score a ton of points. What are the things you guys have to do? And what is sort of your base defense? I know you played both against Duke.
I think we've just talked a lot about our identity as being aggressive on defense, being disruptive. So whatever way we can do that against Iowa, we've talked about it already. But yeah, always being aggressive, being disruptive, that's what we do on defense.
Yeah, just like Frida said, we do pride ourselves on defense, and that's a big focus point for us. We just have to be locked in on personnel, make players do things that they're not comfortable doing, and like she said, just be disruptive in general.
Right. Now, Kevin Pelton, please.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN. For either of you, is there any benefit? You haven't played in this arena necessarily, but Seattle is a familiar stop for you in the Pac-12. Does that help you at all with this trip?
I mean, I think anywhere we go, we're going to be ready to play, but it is nice to be in Seattle just because, like you guys know, Quay's from here, so she's going to have a lot of family here. I'm from Portland, which is not too far, so it's definitely easier for us to get supporters out here. But like I said, anywhere we go, it's going to be the same thing.
Another question? Yes.
Hi there, Mara from the Seattle Sports Commission. Are the two of you getting into an Activate Sweet 16 mode or anything like that? Are you treating this game tomorrow differently, or is this like any other, same playlist, same mindset, all of that?
I would say both, kinda. I mean, it's just a basketball game, so you have to prepare the same way you would, but of course, the stakes are a little bit higher than a regular season game. We all know that it's win or go home, so you have to treat it like that and really lock in, and you just have extra focus and extra urgency, I think, in games like these.
Yeah, I'd say the preparation's definitely the same, but I don't know. We've just had like such high energy over this past week. Like the practices, everybody's super locked in. Because I think we're all just so excited to have this opportunity in front of us. We want to take advantage of it.
They're going to take one more Zoom question. I'll get back to you. Michelle Smith, go ahead, please.
Hi, ladies. Michelle Smith from Pac12.com. For both of you, can you just talk about what Jalen Sherrod means to this team on the court and off?
Yeah, Jalen is I would say just the heart of our team. She works super hard, as you can tell. She's just always chasing down loose balls, always playing with super high energy, and is one of those players that can really make you want to go the extra mile. So I think that's what she means to this program. She makes us all work hard. She always holds us accountable if we're not. So yeah, she just keeps it at a really high standard.
Yeah, Jalen's one of the hardest workers. She's also like the leader of our team on and off the court. She just brings a ton of energy and passion to the game. Like she wants to win so badly, and I think that we're able to feed off of that and kind of just like match that level of intensity, and it helps all of us.
Doug, you had a follow-up?
I know you guys weren't on campus long, but was there a buzz when you got back from advancing to the Sweet 16? And the second half is just, there isn't, in the past 20 years, much history for Colorado women's basketball. Before that, they were, under Coach Barry, really successful making Sweet 16s and Elite Eights. Were you guys aware of the history, or are you aware of the history of Colorado and how you've now made your own by reaching the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2003?
I mean, we were received really well when we came back with the bus to the arena. We're all tired, but it was great to see people there cheering for us. And every time I've emailed my professors, they always are really excited emailing back. And yeah, I think there's definitely a buzz around women's basketball right now, and it's really nice to see because it's been a long while of not really just building the program after Sealberry stopped coaching. So yeah, it's really exciting to be back in this place for everyone.
Yeah, I didn't know much about the history until recently, just like seeing things in articles and on Twitter about like how it's been since I think 2003 since they made it to the Sweet 16, which is like crazy to think about because I probably wasn't even born yet. So it's just like cool to be a part of history being rewritten in a way.
Yes, sir.
Aaron, you were a senior recruit. You were signed with Arizona when they made their Final Four or their championship game run 2 years ago. Did you get a chance to go to any of those games and experience them in person?
I didn't, but I definitely was watching all of them on TV. It was just like so cool to see them go that far, and knowing that I was going to be part of like a championship program the next year. And like it was during COVID, so it was a little tough to like get out there, but yeah, I was able to watch it.
So as a quick follow-up to that, how weird is it that you're in the Sweet 16 but not with Arizona? I mean, 2 years ago, I imagine you didn't think you would be here with somebody other than Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little weird just thinking about it, but I am so grateful that I chose to come here, and now like it's worked out, and we're in a really good position, and I was able to contribute to that.
Other questions? Ladies, is there an X factor with this particular team? You've got the talent, you've got depth, you've got experience, you've been in big games. But is there an intangible that has helped this team get this far?
I just think that we're a team that has really good chemistry, and as we've said, our identity is just. I mean, we're never gonna wilt. We're never gonna back down from anything. So I think that's our X factor: just having no fear and just going out there and playing hard.
Other questions? Go ahead, Doug.
A lot's made of you guys playing an upset over Duke, but you playing a really good conference. You've beaten some really good teams. Does that help you playing in the Pac-12, that you're playing an Iowa team that's another Power 5 that I'm sure you've played players close to the level of Caitlin and obviously teams that are as good as Iowa in your own conference?
I'd say the Pac-12, it's just like, I think the best conference just because there's no like drop off, like there's no day off. Like every team is so good and has such a like high level of talent. So like you're constantly playing against great players, great teams, great competition, and I think that really helps us prepare for the postseason because we're not just stepping into March like on our heels, like surprised when we play against good competition. Like we've prepared all season for this, so.
Yeah, I would say the same. I mean, every game we've gone into here in March Madness has just been like it's nothing we haven't seen before, and I think we've really used that to just have some confidence going into it, saying that we have seen really good defense that we saw from Duke and from other teams in the Pac-12, and the offense Iowa has, we've seen that too in the Pac-12. So there's nothing new to us in that way.
All right, ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next news conference will be with the Iowa, beginning with the head coach at 12:10.